Well, hey, how y'all doing out there this morning? And look, before I get started, I just want to say good morning. And I love you. I think you have all the value in the world. I think you're very wonderful, intelligent people. And I think you're very loving people. So I hope you listen in on what I got to say and take it to heart because the world that was created before us and the world that we live in today has changed completely, y'all. And I don't like it any more than you do. I'm not completely sure what's going on, but we all have a good idea. We've allowed the lies that we've been told in this country and that other people have been told in their countries. We've allowed these lies to become our truth, and we've lived this illusion of an unsustainable lifestyle way beyond the ability to take care of it, way beyond the ability to sustain it, replenish it. And so here we are. We're in a day and age where they just spray the skies with toxins. They fill our water with toxins. They make fake food to feed us. They have the worst medicine in the history of mankind, the worst education that you could possibly get, and they have completely devalued human life. And I get up every morning, and my tribe, y'all, send me articles. You send me things that concern you. You ask questions. You think. You're wanting to know. So a lot of the information I'm getting these days, I don't even have to research. You send it to me. So thank you. I appreciate that because I am on a path of knowledge. I don't want to know, but I gotta know. You know what I mean? I gotta know. I have to know what they're doing to us. I have to know what's going on. I have to know why everything is changing. As I piece this together, little by little, because it's such a big, giant puzzle. Um, my heart sinks. Sometimes I go into depression. I feel sad. I wonder if it's even worth it, to not live. Of course, I'm going to live till my last breath, and I hope you do the same. But I just wonder if it's worth it, like to fight back or to try to stop it. Can it be stopped? And I don't have the answers for that, y'all. I don't have hardly any answers really. I just like to get you to think, and I like to remind you of things, and that's what I'm going to remind you of. I always go back to the time when I was a kid. 55 years ago, I'm 55. I'm fitting to be 55 on April 4th, and it's been an amazing life. But for some reason, I feel I lived through the last part of good life. I feel like my generation was the last generation to eat healthy food and to be able to drink creek water and breathe clean air and saw the yellow sun. And when I was young, y'all, nobody thought about stuffing our parents into an old folks home or um, killing healthy full-term babies. I mean, that was insanity. That was complete insanity. Um, Vaccinations or anything that had a question, anything that had a question mark, anything that would harm a child, we didn't do to a child, no matter what the scientist or the doctor said. Um, we've gotten to a point to where there's so many people and there's so many problems that really the realistic solution would be to have less people and to start over. But I don't like that either. I don't agree with that either. I've always seen a way of finding the balance between our natural beings and what we've created and trying to make this better. But I just want to point out some indicators for y'all that think you're safe from this. If any of you out there think that you're safe from your life being devalued, for your life being worthless now, you're sadly mistaken. You are so disillusioned that you're not going to come back. Because see, that's the fear in your mind, working with your ego, thinking it won't happen to me. It won't happen to me. Well, I'm sorry. It can happen to any of y'all. We have allowed this government to make so many laws that all of us are criminal in some kind of way. All of us are breaking some kind of law. You can even be sick, have a respiratory illness, and they can detain you. How do we let that happen? How do we let America become a battlefield? How do we allow our brother and sister, our fellow citizen, to become collateral damage in some fake war on terror? How do we get to a spot, come to a spot in our own beings as just human beings, number one, but as American citizens, this free nation, this lie. How do we get to a point where one life is better than another, or that people would just kill each other over political views or over God, just anything. It has no lie. And then look at the penalties for murder we see. A homeless person can be murdered in the street, and the gang member that killed him gets 9 months in prison. A woman that babysits toddlers just goes off one day and hangs a toddler in her basement, gets 10 years probation for murder of a child. See the devalue. Old folks in old folks' homes, the only thing keeping them safe was these major fines that if they didn't treat these people humanely, they would be fined. That's been taken away. All the punishment, all the laws that were in place for super rich or corporations to pay attention to the laws have been taken away for them. Yet there's been more laws put on we the people, petty laws, little things that keep us in jail, that keep us in their corporate prisons, that keep us in their bastardized school system called the indoctrination program. Laws to make us, they're trying to make us vaccinate our kids. They're trying to make us put mercury and lead and aluminum and formaldehyde into our babies, into our children. They have taken away your choice and replaced it with law, replaced it with the illusion of safety. But what they've replaced it with is death. I've told you many, many times, if you're not making at least $47,000 a year as an individual, you don't even fit in America. You shouldn't even be here. They don't need you. They no longer need poor people. They don't need old people. They don't need little children. They don't need sick people. They don't need anybody that thinks. They need mindless drones that only think about making money, that really believe that if corporations get these big tax breaks, that they'll give you, the little man, some extra money. You fell for that lie, and you live it as a truth. You live the truth that, hey, if we deregulate the energy companies and we allow them to rape and we sell our land to foreign countries, that we'll get a little chump change. We'll enjoy your chump change. Spend it well. Go buy you a new flat screen TV. Go buy you a new video game. Get you a few extra pizzas this week delivered to your house. You have, with your own gluttony, with you wanting to be like millionaires and billionaires, with you wanting to be in control of other people, you have allowed this to happen. We, the people, have allowed this to happen. Now life is devalued. Human life is devalued. Wasn't it bad enough since in the last 75 years we've killed off 45% of other species on this planet? No, their life didn't matter. The planet's life don't even matter. But now your life don't matter. So maybe you ought to be given a little bit of a fuck today about your life. Look at your children. Look at your parents. You're going to put them in an old folks home when an old folks home don't even have to take care of them no more? You're going to send your kids to a school that's going to make them dumber, going to make them a robot for the state? You're going to go to a doctor that's going to give you pseudo medicine or tell you lies about your health only to make you sicker so they can make more money off of you? There is more money in sickness and death today than there ever was in healthy people almost in the history of mankind. Wow. Fucking wow. No, brothers and sisters, I don't know what to tell you except what I've been telling you all along. We, the people, are the only ones that have our backs. You have my back. I have your back. We all have each other's back. We can wait for a reset. We can wait for the dollar to crash. We can wait for an EMP from the sun. We can wait for some world war and then wait for this big giant reset and start all over again. Or we can simply, as a collective, somehow manage to come together and just turn our backs collectively against these people. Just turn our backs to them and live our lives. We can still be capitalists. We can still be socialists. You can still be communist. You can still be Christian. You can still be whatever the hell you want to be. The true meaning of being American. You can still be any of that you want to be. But who said we have to have it with the US dollar? Who said we have to have it with a loan from the IMF? Who said we had to have it with the United States federal government and their fake laws? Who said we had to have it this way? See, that's where the lies have become true. That's where the thought process needs to change very rapidly. What you have been shown as life is a lie, and quit trying to make it true. You can't make truth out of a lie. I don't care how hard you try. I don't care how many times you say that lie. It is still a lie. Look at your brother. Look at your neighbor. Look at your community. This is where your change is. But the only thing that you can really change is you, and only you. So we got to start getting together. We have to start building communities. We have to start raising our own families and dealing with our own health and taking care of our own safety. Wow. I mean, you got to go out and work for life. You know, news flash. Life is work, but it ain't the work you've been told. You're working for the man. I mean, unless you're sitting on the board of directors at the International Monetary Fund, you ain't one of them. You're a slave. So we always got to work. We're always going to have to work. And that's what we do. I mean, that's our nature. We work, we do things, but we can do it our way. We're not going to do it this way anymore. This way is already collapsed. It's already failed. It's falling down around you. And you see it, and you just carry on every day. Every day just drags into another day. Why aren't we thinking? Why aren't we working physically towards making our own way, living our own lives, choosing life for ourselves? I mean, aren't you a free-thinking human being? Huh? Aren't you? Don't you think that you're special in this universe? Well, I'm going to tell you, you are. You are special in the universe. But you're not special to the United States federal government. You're not special to the New World Order. Most of you are useless and unwanted to them. And until you get that through your head, break your ego and look at the reality of things. Human life has no value. They are sterilizing us. They are killing us. They are decriminalizing murder. You got to look at what's going on. That's the reality. Now, as far as looking at the lie and living it as truth, that's always going to be on you. That's your choice. But look at where it's going to get you. You know, when it's not only homeless people being murdered in the street, or poor people being murdered, or the lower middle class, when it's going to get to some of y'all sooner or later, if it hadn't already gotten to you yet. Nobody is immune from this. Like I said, there's almost 8 billion people on the planet, but only about 5,000 of them will carry on if some major event happens. And that's just the way it is. They made it this way, but we complied with it. We complied. And the lies alone that we fell for, they were clever lies. Let me tell you why they're clever lies. Because we all want to be secure in ourselves. We all want somebody to take care of us. We all want some war daddy to fend off the enemies when the enemies come. They made a lot of that up. A lot of that was made up. And the one thing that they never told you from the get-go was that life is fast and it's a blink of the eye. It's beautiful that you're gonna die, and that's why your life has value, is because it does have an ending. So you need to live the middle part. You're born, you live, you die. The living part is all up to you, and you're doing it. You're living in a manner that these people want you to live in, so they can have a good life, so that they can be fat cats, and that their kids can be safe, and that their kids can be healthy, that their kids don't have to breathe this shit, that their kids don't have to drink that water. You bust your ass so they get all of that. And I'm sorry that it's that way. That's just the reality. I'm not going to turn my back on reality because I want things to be better. You can't keep believing these lies because you want things to get better. Wanting things to get better does not make things better. And the reality of that is, it ain't that much better. Life is hard. It is work. But what you're doing right now ain't life. It's not your life. You're just being a cog. You're just being a mechanism in somebody else's life, making their life happen. And now they don't care about yours at all. Now they know they got replacement people for you. For every job one of you have, there's 100 barefoot people waiting to get that job from you. It's gotten down to critical. It's been critical. It's been critical. Everybody talks about we need to wake people up. We need to plant seeds. The seeds have already been planted, and the people that are awake now are basically the only people you can count on, because the rest of them don't want to wake up. And I don't blame them. I'm going to take away their shame. I'm going to take away anything you can say bad about people that don't want to wake up. I don't blame them. It's scary. It's something that a lot of people don't want to face. Looking into the abyss is not for everyone. It drives some people insane. I'm living proof of that. So just pay more attention to your brother. Be kinder to your sister. Look at people as your tribe and not your enemy. No one around you is your enemy. The government, the laws, their enforcers, that's the enemy. The lie, the illusion of the American dream in our life is the enemy. And guess what? The cool thing is, like I told you before, and I keep telling you, we don't have to have a war to change this. You're never going to have to kill nobody. We just get together. We unite, like the name of our country, United States. And we turn our backs on what is killing us. It failed you. None of it works. Turn your back on it. You look at your brother and your sister as your ally. Look at your brother and your sister as your life. You give them life. They give you life. We work together. We don't have to give anybody anything extra like all the corporations demand. We don't have to make any one of us individuals rich or put them in a place where they rule our lives. No, we just work together. We learn to trust again. We get some self-respect so we can respect our brother. And we love ourselves so we can love everyone around us. That's how we get through this. That's how we live, we the people. This is critical. This is, I won't say it's the end, but it's the beginning. It's the beginning of you realizing that your life has more value than this government, even your brother will ever even recognize inside of you. You have something to do with this. We're all connected. We're all one thing, even though we're all beautiful individual souls. We have one purpose, and that is to live. But that seems to be the problem. We were given a lie of life, and we took it as a truth, and we tried to make it true. We tried to make their way work, and all it's done is kill us. It's killing our parents, it's killing our grandparents, and it's killing our children. What are we going to do about that? Well, listen, I don't want to just say a bunch of bad things and put a lot of fear in people's mind or dread. I want to give you the hope, and the hope is we the people, y'all. We are our own saviors. We are our own leaders. We are our own healers. We are our own educators. We are our own defense against enemies. Because if we were united, there would be no enemies. Do you ever stop and think about that? That's why they pit us against each other, black against white, Christian against Muslim, everybody against the Jews. I mean, that's why they do this. They keep us in these little minor skirmishes, and we don't see the real truth. That where there was a lot of money in war, there's a lot of money in industry, there was never any money in peace. That's because money means jack shit in life. Money does not make life. Living makes life. You get that? They put the money out there, and that was the little carrot on the end of the stick, and you're all chasing it around like you don't get a bite of it. You ain't never going to get no taste of money like they got. They created it. They made the game. They know how to win. They know how to cheat, and they will. But look at the way that the deregulation, just look at the last 2 or 3 years. Everything that was put in place to save your life has been taken away. Every punishment, every fine that's been put out there to keep people, to treat your elderly okay, or to treat your children okay, has been gone. It is accepted. Infanticide is accepted all across this country as a right. And the vaccines alone, and the healthcare, that ought to just show anybody, any intelligent person that calls himself intelligent, should look at our healthcare system. 31st in the world, the worst healthcare and the most expensive healthcare in the world is right here, and that should open anybody's eyes. The good news, like I said all along, is the answer is right here in front of us. The hard part is we gotta grab each other by the hand, pick each other up, and look at each other as a solution instead of the enemy. Look at each other as a solution instead of the problem. None of you are the problem. I don't care if you're super poor, if you're doing well to do. None of you are paying for each other no matter what you think. None of you are doing any of the things that you think you hate so much or you love so much. It's all an illusion. It's little bitty things thrown out there, little incidents, and they throw them out there and they blow them up. They fool you. That's why you believe the lie. That's why you picked a side. Anybody that picked a side in the left-right paradigm here in America, you have been fooled. You have been lied to, and you are living a lie. And that's up to you. That's up to you to do something about it. I'm just trying to tell you that there is a solution, that it ain't the end of the world. Well, it's the end of the world, but it ain't the end of the earth. Their empires rise up to a certain point, and then they collapse. This has happened all throughout the history of mankind. And yet every time we rebuild cities, and people mass up, and all these things happen over and over and over again. One age of man, we're going to have to learn to get smart. But right now, to get through this, the answer is right next door to you, right across the street. It's right at work. It's right in the grocery store. It's your brother. It's in your community. There's no states. There's no state that can save you. There's no nation that can save you. There might not be anything that can save you, but you can live in your community. You can show value in life by the community raising the children again. We can show that we care by taking care of each other and not giving each other toxins and poisons to get well. By taking care of each other, we can also find more value in life, or find the value in life again about being real about life. There are some things about natural law you're never going to stop. One is the strongest do survive. But the other one is that there's strength in numbers, and we've lost that. We have lost that thought process. We're all scattered out as these little individuals, and we're all butthurt because nobody sees our ways or understands how we are. Well, I understand you. I understand this one thing. You're a human being, and you're going to be you, and I want you to be you. But I want you to be you, and quit emulating other people. Quit emulating these things you see around you that you think are life. Quit wanting to be this and wanting to be that. That is unsustainable or unreal. Quit chasing pipe dreams and chase the one dream of life that's inside of you. You're the only one that knows that dream, and you're the only one that can make it come true. Take the money and the illusion of what you think is successful from your mind, and look at what you need to live, what you need to be healthy, what you need to coexist, not only with your brother, but with every other living thing on this planet. You have put your species above the rest of this earth species, mankind. That's your mistake. But you were fooled into believing that. You were fooled to believing you are the superior being on this planet. No, the superior being on this planet is this planet, and she's about to show y'all her superiority. And that's gonna, I'm not happy to see that. I'm really not. But is it justice? Yes, it's justice for Mother Earth. And maybe we can put her off. I don't know. Maybe love can change all of this. I don't know. You damn sure know I'm not the kind of brother that's going to run around here and blow smoke up your ass. But I'm going to tell you that love is powerful. Love does conquer all. Maybe our collective energy, maybe our turning our backs on the lie and living in the truth, maybe, just maybe, This could stave off some kind of destruction from our mother. I mean, I don't know how to put that. I don't want to get off track because I do see some things coming that we're not going to be able to stop. But I know that today, if you were to start in your own heart and in your own mind and change that, look at your brother and your sister in a different light, that you can begin to make the change happen. And all around this country, we can do that. We can make this change start to happen within ourselves. Don't worry about your brother's religion. Everybody lose your political view. That's all opinionated bullshit. If your brother wants to eat one thing and then your sister wants to eat something else, leave them alone. It's the coexisting together, for realizing that we are the only ones that are going to take care of us, and that you are the only one responsible for your safety in your life. Then you can get back on track. Quit looking for the war daddy. Quit looking for the daddy warbucks. Quit looking to get rich. What the hell is getting rich going to do for you? Make you fat and lazy so you have a heart attack early? I don't know. That's the craziest thing in the world. Let me consume the most I can of the earth so I can have this thing called money that I can't eat, drink, or do nothing else with, but kill people with. Your life has been devalued by the powers that be. But I'm going to sit here and tell you that it does have value. Not only does it have value, your life combined with my life and all of our tribe's lives is the power, is the change. But united is the only way that we're going to stand against this darkness. United, our little lights put together is the only thing that's going to get to make the darkness go away. We need to think about that. I love y'all. I know it's bad subject matter, and I didn't want to start your morning off like this, but it's got to be said. They can devalue life, but we're the consumer. As bad as I hate to say that, we're the ones that buy or throw away their products of life. So are you buying into it, or are you going to throw it away and leave it on the shelf? Leave it on the shelf. I love y'all. Peace. And by all means, don't live in fear. Love your brother. Love your planet. But most of all, love yourself. And get the fear out of your heart and stand up. Life is hard, but it's life. And you're going to live it. Or you're going to die. Or you're going to die anyway. Think about that. I love y'all.